Hey there everyone, my name is Adamantium. I'm back here again, bringing you another one of these Maidstone police fail videos. I didn't think that I'd have to be bringing you another one of these, but as it turns out I am. Okay, yesterday was Saturday the 28th of July, and essentially I come out again to Maidstone Town Centre. Normal place, junction between Week Street and Fremlin Walk, the top of Fremlin Walk, and about 3 hours into doing my normal hugaphoning. Cheers, Adrian, for that term. I love that term. I use that term all the time now. But about three hours into it, there was an individual who was walking towards me and then down into Fremlin Walk, and you know, it was when I was saying how many material possessions do you have to buy before you are happy, and when I upload the raw footage, the raw POV footage that I filmed that day, you'll be able to see exactly the point that I'm talking about, and the extent to which I actually filmed down into Fremlin Walk, which wasn't much at all. But yeah, I think it was after that the security guard suddenly decided, oh no, he's pointing the camera in the direction of Fremlin Walk, and then they started coming over to me saying that that I'm not allowed to film into there, and because it's private property and all that stuff, and and then, you know, they decided to call the cops on me. But you know, this is what you'll find out when I play you the video. But that, you know, just to set the scene there, that's how it went down. So here is the full video. It's the longest police encounter that I've had so far. So I don't know how long this video is going to be. I might have to break this up into 2 parts, because the second to last one was like 40 minutes, and this one, I don't know how long this one's going to be. But yeah, that's just to set the scene. Here's the actual video from the day.
Can I just say?
Yep. So just to recap for the camera, what's your argument, sir?
I'm not going to be filmed.
Well, I'm in a public area, sir.
Just get the police.
Yep, you can. I'd like you to call the police, sir, because then they can corroborate with me, sir.
Unfortunately, you're not allowed to film down there, so.
Well, I would say if that's the case, then you need to call the cops on that security camera over there.
So that's what they're doing now. Unfortunately, that's private property as well, mate. So.
Well, what is private property?
That's down there. So that's why I've asked you not to film down there.
What is private property defined as? I would say a public place is defined as an area which the public have access to, and is visible to the public.
You're not allowed to film down there. That's what I've been
Just
saying,
because
so.
I have researched into this, it's owned by a development corporation. Thus, it is not. It's not private.
Issues that we've had with these
Sir,
shops,
you cannot.
you're not allowed to
Sir,
film
you
down there.
cannot disregard. You cannot disregard the legal implications.
What I'm saying is, because of the issues we've had with these shops, that's why people are not allowed to film down there. You've been asked to stop filming.
So me standing in a public area, does the group that owns the Fremlin Walk own the photons that bounce off of their shop fronts? Do they own the sunlight that enable the shop front to be visible? Just to let you know, ladies and gentlemen, the police are being called on me because I have pointed my camera in that direction. And Fremlin Walk has been described as a private area. The thing is, if it's a private area, then you need to arrest a lot of very naughty trespassers, because that doesn't look very private to me. Okay? Would you allow that amount of people to walk in and out of your own home? No, because your own home is private property. That is not private property. It is corporate property, because it is owned by a very big development company. And even if this was some sort of criminal matter, then it is a civil matter that the development company needs to go through the courts and get a warrant for the investigation of this matter, sir. So, I am standing in a public area. I am completely able to film. If it is illegal to film, then you need to take the people who own that security camera and that security camera and call the police on them.
Yep, you can talk to me now. Am I obliged to provide that information?
You are filming in a public place. I'm not saying you're not allowed to.
Well, I will.
I've been asked by my side to take your details so we can let people know why you're filming.
What law apply? May I ask completely? Then, if there is no law, then I'm afraid to say that I have the right to decline.
You're not going to let me go and advise shops why you're here and how long you're going to be here.
I've been here on and off nearly every week for months.
And that's what I'm telling you.
Okay.
You're allowed to film. Are you not, making it easy so I can go and tell everybody else?
The thing is, I'm sorry, you have no authority to ask for my details if I refuse to, if I don't have to give them.
Swearing as well.
No.
You can't swear in a public
No,
place.
you can actually, just for the camera's record, this will be going up on YouTube.
Okay.
I've recorded everything that I've said, and because I will be uploading it onto YouTube, just to state again for the camera, you are claiming that I have sworn. Is that or is that not the case?
Come up to me and told me that you
Madam, well,
I'm advising you.
Madam, I cannot.
I'm telling you and advising you
Madam,
that you are allowed to
Madam,
film here, but when you start to swear, that's when it becomes...
Madam, I'm sorry, I cannot. I'm sorry, I cannot rely on second-hand anecdotal evidence.
If somebody tells
If
that
you
you're
are
swearing
claiming-
in a public place, that's when
Well,
you have to step
I'll
in.
tell you what,
Okay? I
the
haven't
two
heard
gentlemen,
you swear. Just let me talk
the
for
two
a minute.
gentlemen who
I
run
haven't
the
heard
fruit
you
and veg
swear,
stall
but I'm
over there.
advising you not to swear in a public place. Okay?
Well, I am not swearing, madam.
Okay, but I've been told that. Okay.
But that does not give you authority over me.
Yes, it does. If somebody alleges something,
I'm sorry.
I have to investigate
I'm sorry.
it,
Well,
okay?
I'll tell you what. If that's the case, were you seconded here with the CAD number? Because if you were seconded here with the computer-aided dispatch, if you were seconded with that in mind, I have.
This is my
Yeah.
patch that I cover.
So, considering that you have been in the area for about 20 minutes or so,
About 2
because I
hours.
saw you, yeah. Have you heard me swear in that
I
time?
haven't, but if somebody alleges
So,
that you've been swearing,
I
have to advise you.
can allege that someone who I gave a hug.
And I'll have to
Well, but the thing is, the explanation I'm giving is that I can allege all I like that someone, because I offer free hugs, I've given out 23 so far today. I can allege that someone touched me inappropriately. However, that does not give you authority over them, because I could have just made it up, just like the person who says that I was swearing has made it up.
anything that is
Whenever people do swear at me,
I've come over here to advise you. You are allowed to film, but would you give me your name and address and how long you're going
if
to
you
be
can,
here? So I
if you
tell
can
the
prove,
people around here
if
how
you
long
can-
you're going to be and what you're doing it for.
if you can prove
don't
that I
want
have a
to do
lawful
that,
obligation to, then I will provide you my
Okay, well,
details.
You're not obliged to, but I just
Well,
want
then
your
I'm sorry, madam, there is no point in asking for my details if I can prove
that
them.
children that they don't want to be filmed.
So are the CCTV cameras. Why does it bother you whether I take them or the CCTV takes them?
Bothering other members of the public. That's
Well, that does not infringe on Article 10 of the Human Rights Act.
I'm not saying that
Okay.
it is.
Okay, and I am completely able to
And
film.
advising you that that's the concerns that some people have got. You've got all the rights to film. I'm asking you for your
So-
name and how long you're going to be.
But I am not obliged to provide that information.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
I'm saying to you, I thought it would be courteous if you could do that.
Okay, well, I appreciate that you're doing a job, but what I don't appreciate is that you're acting on second-hand anecdotal information that could have been made up because certain people take an issue with what I'm saying. That doesn't give one human being the authority over another.
In a public place.
When people do swear, well, I'll tell you what, would it be classed as a breach of Section 4, 4A or 5 of the Public Order Act 1980?
Section 5.
Well, would it be a violation of Section 5 if someone walks past and swears at me and then I spell out that swear word so everyone else can
Somebody else takes offence
tell?
of it, yes.
Well, don't you think offence is taken
At the
and
minute,
not given?
At the minute, you're getting into a long spiral that's going down and down and down because you want me to talk on your camera. So I'm going to end
It's your choice to come over and speak to me, madam.
And that's it. Okay? At the end of the day, that's it. You've got your crowd.
It's not a madam, you have a skewed idea of my
I've
motivations.
come over here to give you some advice. That's what we've given.
I know the law, madam, and I stay within the law.
Right, that's fine.
For those who, I tell you what, one advice I would give you is if you can contact the individuals who said I was swearing, maybe consider action against them for wasting police time.
We'll see.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Control, can you yank it out for 5?
Thank you. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking out in public on a megaphone in a public area is somehow a breach of Section 5 of the Public Order Act 1986, because someone said that I swore. When did I swear? Oh, sorry, did I say capitalism? Oh no. Sorry, did I say fractional reserve banking? Oh no, that's swearing as well. But tell you what, I'll stop recording now because I think I've got some wonderful footage for my YouTube channel. I'd like everyone to give a very big round of applause for the lovely young police officer that has now become a YouTube celebrity. So yeah, if you look up on YouTube, it will be up in a couple of days or so. Just search for Maidstone Police Fail and you'll find that video. You'll find that video along with 3 other videos that I've made of police officers trying to harass me for exercising my constitutional right to have freedom of expression. But yeah, thank you very much for listening.
Right, well, that was the full video. Obviously, as you can see, that's the longest police encounter I've had so far. So let's see how we do with the breakdown.
Can I just say?
Yep. So just to recap for the camera, what's your argument, sir?
I'm not going to be filmed.
Well, I'm in a public area, sir.
Just get the police.
Yep, you can. I'd like you to call the police, sir, because then they can corroborate with me, sir.
Okay, you can tell there was actually 2 security guards there. The second one that starts talking second, he's out of the frame at the moment. But the first one, when he was actually quite confrontational with me, quite physically, spatially, quite confrontational. And as soon as I started to get my camcorder out to start filming, he started to sort of like lurch towards me to sort of like, you know, no, I don't. And I'm like, no, I had to like step back about 5 paces in order to actually say, no, I'm videoing this for my for my own personal protection. But yeah, I as you can see, I asked him what his actual argument was, and all he could say was, I don't want to be filmed. Even though I said I'm in a public area, I guess he doesn't really know how to deal with these sorts of things, so he's like, oh, well let's just call the police, sort of thing. So that's what happened, and I would actually prefer that the police would come down, because as you will see later, you know, nothing came of the whole situation. So yeah, that's that part.
Well, I would say if that's the case, then you need to call the cops on that security camera over there.
So that's what they're doing now. Unfortunately, that's private property as well, mate. So.
Well, what is private property?
That's down there. So that's why I've asked you not to film down there.
What is private property defined as? I would say a public place is defined as an area which the public have access to and is visible to the public.
You're not allowed to film down there. That's what I've been.
And we're off with the baseless and parroting claims that it's private property and I'm not allowed to film there. I tried to ask him, you know, what a public area, private property is defined by. He couldn't give that explanation. I gave my definition, which, by the way, is taken from the National Public Order Legislation Guide, which defines a public place as, and I quote, is defined as an area to which the public have access or a place which is visible to the public. Now, as you can see from the video, there are probably thousands upon thousands of people walking in and out through that place every day, right? I wouldn't define that as private property. Okay, it's corporate property, for which I'll explain later on. But you know, as you can tell, I tried to ask him what a private, you know, area or a private property is defined by, and all he could say is, "Oh, it's private property. You're not allowed to film down there." Sorry, but that doesn't provide a strong case on their part.
Just because I have researched into this, it's owned by a development corporation. Thus, it is not.
At the end of the day,
It's not.
issues that we've had with these
Sir,
shops,
you cannot.
you're not allowed to
Sir,
film
you
down there,
cannot disregard.
okay?
You cannot disregard the legal
I'm not disputing
legal
that.
implications.
What I'm saying to you is, because of the issues we've had with these shops, that's why people are not allowed to film down there. You've been asked to stop filming.
Okay, as you can see now, we're getting into the nitty-gritty of you know, disputing whether or not it's a private area or a public area. Essentially, I said that I'd done my research, which I had. I mean, in previous research that I'd done, I came to the conclusion that it was a development corporation. It's since changed now. If you go on to fremlinwalk.co.uk, you'll see at the bottom, you'll see a logo for Jones Lang LaSalle, and if you go onto their website, you'll find that we're a business to create and deliver real value for clients, shareholders and our own people in a complex world that is constantly changing. Jones Lang LaSalle is a financial and professional services firm specializing in real estate services and investment management. Now, that's pertaining to the logo that's at the bottom of Fremlin Walk's official website, but I've also looked into who actually owns Fremlin Walk, and here's something that's interesting. Do you know of a company called Legal and General Group? Its logo is a red, yellow, blue, and green umbrella. Quite a well-known company. Legal and General Group PLC. Now, back in January last year, Legal and General Group PLC has acquired Fremlin Walk. Oh, check this out. Legal and General Property, or LGP, today announces that on behalf of its UK Property Income Fund, the fund, it has acquired Fremlin Walk Shopping Centre Maidstone from a joint venture between Europa Fund 3, I think it was Europa Fund 3 that I'd recently done research into, previously, sorry. The Pan-European Fund managed by Europa Capital and Scoop AM LLP. The property was acquired for £92 million. So, taking this into consideration, Legal and General Group PLC, Legal and General Property LGP, they are a PLC. What does PLC stand for? Public Limited Company. Okay, which is characterised by having, you know, oriented around towards benefiting shareholders, right? With that kind of ownership infrastructure in mind, does that sound like private property to you, or does it sound more like corporate property? Now, that's the information that I've come across. Just for your own edification, if you go on to fremlinwalk.co.uk, you'll find the information there at the bottom. You'll find the logo for Jones Lang LaSalle. Go on to joneslanglasalle.co.uk. You'll find out what kind of company they are, and just type into Google who owns Fremlin Walk, and you'll find an article on the Legal and General Group PLC. So there's that, and he was saying he's not trying to dispute it. Yes, he is, because he's parroting the same things over and over and over. Because the thing is, he's saying because of the problems we've been having in these shops, well, that was due to a robbery that happened at Fraser Hart Jewellers. Okay, but someone who's speaking out freely on a megaphone and giving out peaceful advice and free hugs and stuff, someone who's been doing it for months, and there's actually one or two of the Fremlin Walk security guys that are friendly to me, so they know I'm not a threat. Okay, so why are they trying to report that I'm you know, videotaping for reconnaissance or something? But saying that, if they say you can't film down there, that means that no one can, like, you know, pose for a picture with their mates with Fremlin Walk in the background. It's ridiculous. They're clutching at straws. But that's enough for that.
So me standing in a public area, does the group that owns the Fremlin Walk own the photons that bounce off of their shop fronts? Do they own the sunlight that enable the shop front to be visible?
Just to let you know, ladies and gentlemen, the police are being called on me because I have pointed my camera in that direction. And Fremlin Walk has been described as a private area. The thing is, if it's a private area, then you need to arrest a lot of very naughty trespassers, because that doesn't look very private to me. Okay? Would you allow that amount of people to walk in and out of your own home? No, because your own home is private property. That is not private property. It is corporate property because it is owned by a very big development company. And even if this was some sort of criminal matter, then it is a civil matter that the development company needs to go through the courts and get a warrant for the investigation of this matter, sir. So, I am standing in a public area. I am completely able to film. If it is illegal to film, then you need to take the people who own that security camera and that security camera and call the police on them.
So yeah, you could tell I'm getting really confident now with my dealing with the authorities. He didn't like what I had to say about this, and you can tell with the information that I've provided about the companies that own Fremlin Walk, along with the physical fact that no one can stop you filming in a public area. If something is visible, then you can't restrict the sunlight in order for it to be visible. And claiming that the robberies they've had in the past is justification to stop me filming in a public area is not doesn't have any basis. And you can tell that I've completely laid bare the doomed argument that it's a private area by saying that literally on a Saturday there are thousands of people even using Fremlin Walk as a public thoroughfare, right? And one of the conversations I had with one of the security guards a couple of months ago, he was saying, oh yeah, but people go in, we allow them to enter in there because they're gonna purchase goods. And I'm like, well, what if people use that for a thoroughfare? What are you gonna follow them? And if they enter and then exit through Fremlin Walk without buying anything, you're gonna call the cops on them? It gets a bit ridiculous, and simply pointing out that I am in a public area, I can film. There's 2 security cameras there, as you saw pointed out by my camera. If it's illegal to film, then what ties do the security companies have with Fremlin Walk? That would be something interesting to find out, whether they've said, all right, well, we're allowing you to film into Fremlin Walk because it's for public safety or something. But that's just ridiculous. As I've already described, it's perfectly fine to film in public. But yeah, just as a frame of reference, the London Metropolitan Police Service photography advice states, and I quote, "Members of the public and the media do not need a permit to film or photograph in public places, and police have no power to stop them filming or photographing incidents or police personnel." Now, as you can tell from the very, very end of that little clip there, the police officer was already standing there and wanting to talk to me, so I had to stop. But notice that she didn't say anything about private property, or that I wasn't able to film, even though the security guards were trying to say, oh yeah, it's private property, you're not allowed to film down there. She didn't say anything of the sort, and that is why I said to the first security guard, please, I'd like you to call the police because they'd be able to corroborate with me. Okay, so here's the nice chat that I had with the policewoman. So here we go.
Yep, you can talk to me now. Am I obliged to provide that information?
You are filming in a public place. I'm not saying you're not allowed to.
Well, I will.
You've been asked by my sergeant to take your details so we can let people know why you're filming.
What law oblige? May I ask completely? Then, if there is no law, then I'm afraid to say that I have the right to decline.
You're not going to let me go and advise shops why you're here and how long you're going to be here.
I've been here on and off nearly every week for months.
And that's what I'm telling you. You're allowed to film. Are you not? Make it easy so I can go and tell everybody else.
The thing is, I'm sorry, you have no authority to ask for my details.
So, as you can see here, straight off the bat, she's trying to say that I'm trying to ask for my details. I say ask for my details because it's just a request, it's not an order. And I was going to ask, is that an order or a request? But we'd already established that she was only asking me. But yeah, apparently because I'm filming, which she already admits that I'm perfectly allowed to do. I am allowed to film in public, but because I'm doing something I'm allowed to do, she has the right to come up to me and ask for my details. So, and she said, so I can tell everyone. What? Tell who? Apparently she was asked by her sergeant to get my details. The thing is, I've been doing this for months, okay? Anyone who walks through Maidstone town centre during the afternoon between noon and about 5:30 can see exactly what I'm doing, right? And and I've posted it up on Facebook. It's even been published in the Kent Messenger how long I do what I do for, okay, on a daily basis between noon and about 5:30. It's in the Kent Messenger even, okay. There was 2 articles that has been published featuring me in the Kent Messenger, and they both feature how long I do this for. So this is not a case of them not having information, because they might some of the police might have even read the Kent Messenger and sent me in there. First time I was in there, I was on page 3. Second time I was in there, I was on page 12. Okay, so this isn't about them not having any information about what I do. This is a case of them trying to get joinder. Okay, they're trying to gain jurisdiction over me, and as she says, I don't have to give my details. But and just in preparation for this, those of you who've been in this situation and the police try and claim that it's an offence to refuse to give your details, check this out. Refusing to give your details is not by itself an offence, only when the police have reasonable suspicion of antisocial behaviour. The lawful use of a megaphone does not constitute antisocial behaviour unless there is actual intent to cause harassment, alarm and distress. That being Section 5 of the Public Order Act, and we'll get into that in a little bit. So basically she was saying that I'm perfectly entitled to do what I'm doing, but because I'm doing what I'm perfectly entitled to do, she's asking for my details because her sergeant has asked her to get my details so she can tell everyone, in her own words, tell everyone, or she might have just meant the parties concerned because she looked towards the Fremlin Walk, but the security staff at Fremlin Walk know full well what I do and how long I do it for. They stand and watch me every week. But this just shows a blatant attempt at gaining joinder. So, and as you've seen, I didn't grant it. So that's that.
If I don't have to give
swearing as well.
No.
You can't swear in a public
No,
place.
you can actually, just for the camera's record, this will be going up on YouTube.
Okay.
I've recorded everything that I've said, and because I will be uploading it onto YouTube, just to state again for the camera, you are claiming that I have sworn. Is that not the case?
Come up to me and tell me that you
Madam, well,
I'm advising you.
madam, I cannot.
I'm telling you and advising
Madam,
that you are allowed to
Madam,
be here, but when you start to swear, that's when it becomes...
Madam, I'm sorry, I cannot. I'm sorry, I cannot rely on second-hand anecdotal evidence.
If somebody tells
If
that
you
you're
are claiming,
swearing in a public place, that's
well,
when you have to step
I
in.
tell you what,
Okay?
the two gentlemen,
Just let me talk.
The two gentlemen who run the fruit and veg stall over there.
Not to swear in a public place. Okay?
Well, I am not swearing, madam.
Okay, but I've been told that. Okay.
But that does not give you authority over me.
Yes, it does.